It's hard enough for us to not be on our computer and our iPhone and maybe our Galaxy, who knows. So like, let's talk about mindfulness and what role does that play when we're high tech, all the time?
I hear you, and your worlds are tech. It's so amazing because my world, we still use beepers in the hospital, and I don't think they exist anywhere else on planet Earth. But you know, first when I talk about the word mindfulness, I want to define it, and don't think, oh, this is Romie, this is what you learned when you were sitting learning meditation with the monks in Cambodia. You know, mindfulness is just two simple words: pay attention. And this panel is about paying attention to yourself. And how do we bring that into the workplace? Well, you know, when I work with corporate clients one-on-one, I come in and I see the flow of your office and what's going on. But what I found was there are some universal tips we can all do. And these I'm just offering to you. I'm not telling you what to do to put on a task list, because if it feels inside, then don't do it. But you know, these are simple things. And the first thing, as you're talking about, is multitasking. Psychological studies, the brain scan studies show that multitasking depresses the brain's function in memory, in analytics, and completely shuts off the right temporal lobe and posterior cortex, which is the music and the creativity center. And I think creativity is a really important currency in this room, if I'm not right, you know? And so how do we get everything we need to do in one day in the office and not do that? My advice always is pick 15 or 30-minute increments and just say to yourself out loud, Romie, for the next 30 minutes, I am going to answer all of the emails that I can in 30 minutes. Okay, Romie, you have 15 minutes to check the Twitter feed to see if that really funny unmarketing guy tweeted me back, you know, because I was nervous backstage. And break up your tasks in that manner. Now, if you're still feeling stuck, does anybody else here in the room like me, you get stuck because you're brainstorming and you're like, oh, I gave myself 30 minutes and I can't figure out what font to use or this, right? Is that resonating? Then what we need to do is we need to change the sensory input of the brain. You need to change the sights, walk out of your office, pick another location, change the smell something pleasant, change the sound, put on happy music. This is not the time to put on the music where it's screaming, kill your boss, you know, screw the client. No, this is that happy, I feel good listening to this music. As I mentioned, the more sensations you can go through, you're rewiring your brain for relaxation. And so then the last step, if changing scenery and creating focus doesn't work, is the D word, delegate. Delegate. And finding that when we reach for help, not only as Shasta is talking about in our personal lives, reaching for girlfriends, but in our workplace, and make these connections, we automatically reduce the stress level, and you're actually perhaps reaching out to a colleague who wants to feel needed and important, as collaborative on the team. So those are the 3 mindful techniques that are just a micro action that I empower you to try in the next couple weeks.
And when I hear you, I want to make sure I'm getting this right for our audience. Like, when you are stuck in that brainstorm and you're thinking, I just have to think harder, I think what you're suggesting is sometimes you have to walk away.
You have to walk
away.
Or change. Absolutely. Or change of scenery, change of location, change of sight and sound. And really the last thing I say, the breath teacher and meditation teacher in me, and the science backs this up, is come inside and take a breath. A deep inhale and exhale. And if you're like, oh, the thoughts are still running in my mind, they're running in my mind, keep breathing. Name that emotion. What is that emotion? Oh, frustration. Okay, I'm feeling frustrated. Breathe and breathe. And then you find that it slowly goes down, and we're going to end hopefully with a little meditation that you can take back to your office, and I'll be in the recording studio recording, and happy to send a cat at the end of the month. Or it'll be available on my website for you all to tap into if guided meditation is something that helps you to remember to breathe.